So in that case, the query parameter is helpful to dynamically select the source system data based on the parameter value, whatever you supplied. Okay, so in the case of parameterized query, what are the use cases? The number one use case is you can change the dynamically we can change the source settings. So this is very much helpful when you migrate your code from development environment to test environment, from test environment to production environment. All you need to do is just simply copy paste your Power BI file from development to other folders. So but different folders will have different source system file locations. For example, in the case of development environment, your files are available d:dat1. You just think that way, okay? And whereas in the test data set, d:dat4. This is what I have shown you. So in that case, if you use the query parameter and if you set the source settings value, if you enable the source settings as a dynamic thing, right? So in that case, it will be easier to change the files. If you migrate the code from one place to another environment, so you can what you do is you can change the data file location during the runtime. That is also one of the advantages of using query parameter. Other advantages, you can restrict the user to view only the specific set of data. So thereby when you fetch the data from the source system, the data will be only the subset of the data will be selected from the source system. Hence, the source system will not be taxed with more process. Supposing you select 1 million records from your source system, what will happen? Let's say your entire table consists of 1 million records. This will take a longer time to process it. But whereas if you allow the user to select only the subset of the 1 million records, for example, a user wants to view the south region. So the south region has only 0.2 million records. So in that case, selecting only the 0.2 million records will not take much time. And then it will not consume too much of memory. If you select the entire table data, it will consume too much of memory and it requires too much of I/O also. It has to read the data and load the data in memory, and also to push the data to your Power Query. It will take a longer time. Unnecessarily, it has to consume too much of memory. See, I am a North region manager. For me, if I select only 0.2 million records related to my North region, that is enough. Why should I select the entire data? Right? Each region manager should see only their relevant data. So by restricting the users to select only the specific or the subset of the data, we are not causing any performance. So our query will not cause any performance issues. Okay. So for these two reasons, we are using query parameter. So query parameter source, right? The source system itself, we are dynamically changing the query's filtering criteria. So, and that is for this purpose, right? Second use case. The first use case, we are dynamically changing the source system file location. So this is very much helpful when we do the release code migration or something like that. Okay, and also what I told you, right? So when we once we create the query parameter in your PBX file, you can save it as a .pbit file, template file. Once you convert a pbit file, you can share it with other users within your organization, so that they don't have to create the charts, whatever you created. They don't have to do the data transformation, whatever you did it in your Power BI file. All they do is they can simply take your file in the form of PBIT and while opening the PBAT file, it will prompt them to enter the country name or the region name, or based on the parameter which you created against a specific column, right? So what will happen is it will prompt the user to, for example, in the case of country, you have created a parameter, you map the parameter with country column. So in that case, when the end user or the user whom you shared the report, when they try to open the report, it will ask them to enter the country name. When they enter the country name, they can see the data that are relevant to that specific country. For example, United States, right? The user entered United States. You want to see the United States related data. So what will happen in the source system itself? It will filter only the United States related data, and also whatever the visuals that you have created here, it will show only the United States related data. For example, here I am going to create another visual. This is my bar chart. I am going to say category wise, country wise, sales. Yeah, the value is sales here. Yeah, I already used sales here. Why it's not showing? Yeah, sales. Look here, the legend blue color says it is United States, because we already filtered using edit parameters. The edit parameters, the option I selected United States. In that case, it shows the United States related data in all my visuals. So this is one visual. This is a table visual. If you use any other visual, it will show. So okay, what is the use for me? Okay, for one advantage is we are not causing any bottleneck to my source system by selecting the entire data. Instead of selecting the entire data, I am selecting only the data that are relevant to my United States. Okay, in that case, only the subset of the data I am extracting the source system. Apart from them, what are the other benefits? The other benefit is I can view in all my visuals, I can see only United States related data. In addition to that, if I want to create any other visuals, whatever you have created as part of this report, I can add my own visuals here. I can add my own visuals here. Fine, this is one thing. Okay, by using query parameter, we are not hard coding the value to filter the data. Okay, we are dynamically changing the value. Okay, so I told you that we export the PBIX file as a PBAT file, isn't it? We export the PBIX file as a PBAT file to share it with the other users. Let's say I am the senior Power BI developer, or I am the Power BI architect. What I do is I develop the reports, and then I share it. I share this report file with my other junior developers or other users in my company. So while sharing it, what I do is I'll export this PBIX file .pbix file as .pbat file, and I'll be sharing it with them. So when I share the PBAT file to my other report developers or other users, when they open it, it'll ask them to enter the country name in this case. Okay, fine. So why can't I share PBX file itself? If I share the PBX file, what will happen? The user can view my parameter, and they can change the value of my parameter also. They can modify the parameter, they can do anything. There will not be any single point of control. I want to have a single point of control on my you just think the .pbx file what I created is a master file. I don't want to share the master file with other people. If I allow them to view my original master file, they might change the parameter value, or they might make some changes to it. I don't want them to make changes to the master copy. Instead, I'll share this copy. So while opening this, they should be able to see their relevant region or the relevant country which they handle it. Okay, as simple as. Okay, what exactly the difference between .pbx file and .pb8 file? The .pbx file is much larger than .pb8 file with respect to the size. Okay, and if you save the .pbx file, and if once you export as a .pb8 file, if you check the size, the .pb8 file size will be obviously less. For example, your .pbx file is 280 or let's say 20 MB. Okay, and your .pb8 will be very, very small. So for example, 14 KB, something like that. The .pb8 file is much smaller, because the .pb8 file keeps only your report structure and not the data. Okay, not the data. It just keeps the metadata, which is nothing but the report structure. That's all. Okay, and the PBX file contains. So in that case, why the PBX file size is bigger? PBX file contains both the report as well as the data in it. So where the data gets stored in PBX file, the data gets stored in the data model. Whatever the data model, whatever the table, right? In the data model, the data will get stored. Okay, and the data model, the data will get stored. But in the case of PB8, you are just sharing the structure, skeleton, okay, and not the data model, data itself. Okay, that is the difference between these two. So this is the one they will ask you in the interview. You should be able to tell. So PBIX file is larger than .pb8 file, and PBX file holds both report and the data and then the PBIT file keeps your report structure and not the data. So you need to remember these 3 points. Okay, if you remember these 3 points, that is enough. So the next step is we deploy this. Usually what we do is we give the PBIT file, right? So we share the PBIT file, or we will publish this report to my cloud API, the API.Power BI. Yesterday I have shown you, right? So once you share it there, once you publish it on cloud, what will happen is the user should simply open that file. For example, here in this one, in fact we did scheduling also yesterday, and sandbox, let me just see here, process no, the file name was something like query parameter, right? Anyhow, I hope you believe, you remember what we discussed. Once you publish your report on cloud, the PBX file, once you publish it there, all you need to just go to the settings and then go and give the value for the parameter. Okay, that's all. Oh, dev and order. Okay, very good. Yeah, good that you remember it. Dev underscore order, right? Very good. Yeah, retail sales common, is that the one we scheduled it? Yeah, so this is the one we scheduled it. You go to the settings here, you need to go and see, yeah, the last refresh 320 January 3rd, so Monday, yesterday, and Tuesday 5:30. So 5:30 it has to run today. Okay, and here what we did, the parameter, if you go to the parameter and look here, so here you can just, the end user can simply specify the value here. Okay, they don't have to go and make changes to the parameter. Okay, the end user, they don't know the programming part. All they need to do is just go here and they specify the country name which they intend to see it. Fine. So anyhow, we will see, right, after refreshing the data what happens today. So can they see the United States. So we have specified United States there, and it shows United States now. And yesterday itself it got succeeded. Maybe I should have refreshed it. I did not do that. So if you do the full refresh, it will refresh it immediately. But anyhow, we scheduled it, and we will see that now. So what I am going to do is, the next one is, today we will continue with something else, some other topic called group by. Okay, we will continue with, one second.